What's good, y'all? In today's video, I'm doing a review for Ari Lennox's album, Shea Butter Baby. Y'all ready? It's lit.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no.
What's good, y'all? I'm back again with another video, but this is your first time on my channel. Please go ahead and consider subscribing. On this channel, I talk all things music and entertainment while keeping it real, but always trying to find the bright side of everything, alright? And after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell so you can get the post notifications. So every time I upload a video, you're gonna see it. Alright, y'all, so I'm back. I know I've been slow on the uploads lately. I'm sorry, y'all, but there's been a lot going on in my life. But good news, I finally finished my first year of grad school. I passed both of my classes, so shout out to that. But it's funny how life works out, because as soon as I finished my first year of grad school, things are starting to ramp up at work. So I've been very busy and very tired these past few weeks with a lot of stuff going on at work. So I don't like to make videos for y'all when my energy's not there or when I'm just busy and stressed out. So that's why I've not been uploading as much. But I'm back again now to do a video for y'all for Ari Lennox's album. But before we get into the album, I also want to make another quick announcement. For my channel, as much as I hate to say this, I feel like I'm going to start phasing out album reactions. And it's not because I don't like doing them for y'all. It's not because I don't like doing them in general for me. Like, I love doing them. And I love making them for y'all, even though they take a long time to edit. But it's just I don't want to keep doing album reactions so much because copywriting is becoming way more frequent on YouTube. YouTube is not playing with the copyright situation. Like, I feel like when I first started out, YouTube wasn't that serious, but like nowadays I can literally edit a video so well, chop it up, and I'll still catch copyright for like 7 seconds worth of music. So it's just becoming very frustrating to be a YouTuber that makes the videos, and I'll put so much work into them, and all of a sudden I can't make no money off of it when I do start making money off of my videos because of a little bit of music playing. So I'm not going to be doing album reactions as much, so I'm just going to go back to doing album reviews like I did when I first started my channel. But to make up for that, I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. I'm going to try and make my music video reactions more consistent, because y'all love them and I love doing them too. So I'm going to try and make that more consistent and give y'all more music video reactions, because it's just like one song, or maybe even some song reactions for like big songs that come out. But I'm gonna try and stay away from doing album reactions. I hope y'all don't I hope y'all not mad at me. I hope y'all don't, I'll keep announcing it throughout my next couple of videos so people can see it, if they miss some things. But that's where I'm at, because it's just frustrating. So we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely not stopping album reactions. I'm still gonna do them for like big albums or just albums that I feel like doing them for, that I want to put the work into edit and put out. But I'm not gonna be doing them as much as frequently as I used to. So that's where I'm at with it. Let's move on to Ari Lennox. So like I told you, I'm here to do a review for Ari Lennox's album, Shea Butter Baby. For those of y'all who don't know who Ari Lennox is, I hope you do if you clicked on this video. But if you don't know who she is, she's a really dope R&B and modern neo soul artist who's on J. Cole's label, Dreamville. I think she is the only female artist on Dreamville, so I'm glad she's repping for the women. And I think I discovered her back in 2016 when she released her Faux EP. And ever since that, I've been checking her out. She's been putting out singles, sporadically. But she finally has put out her debut album, her first, big project, on May 7th, 2019, on Dreamville and on Interscope. So I definitely wanted to do a review for y'all because I love her. I love Ari Lennox's music. I love her vibe. I feel like she's one of these like R&B female artists that I feel like is so needed in R&B right now. She's just needed in the culture. Her music, her vibe, her personality. She's just a real cool ass, like chill ass, around the way chick that can sing her ass off and just makes good ass music. So let's get into review. Y'all ready? Let's go. Alright, y'all, so the album is 12 tracks, and I want to say most of it was produced by a lot of the in-house producers for Dreamville. So they're already gonna come with that fire. Producers like Elite, Ron Gilmore, Omen, who's a Dreamville artist as well. Shroom, J. Cole produced a track. Yeah, but mostly I think this album was mostly produced by Elite and Ron Gilmore, Dreamville's consistent in-house producers, and they killed most of this album. And there's some other producers throughout the album as well. So we start off the album with the track called Chicago Boy. Really cool, smooth, really cool way, you know, cool intro for the album. It really gave me like a lot of cool, you know, neo soul, Erykah Badu vibes. Just talking about a boy she knew from Chicago who she was into, had a crush on, and was fucking with for a little bit. A really cool, interesting intro. I feel like it's been a while since I heard an R&B album where they were talking about like, you know, like one person he used to mess with that was from the city. Like, so it was really cool, interesting intro for the album. I really liked it. I feel like it really set the tone for the album and how like jazzy and like sexy and introspective the album is. You get all those vibes from Chicago Boy, so it's a really cool intro, definitely. All right, after Chicago Boy, we get into the track BMO, Break Me Up, and get you yeah when the lights is up. I love this joint, y'all. This is one of my favorite tracks off the album. I love this song. As soon as I first heard it, I just loved it. To me, this song is so like new classic. Like, you know how we used to have all those like you know, like 90s 2000s R&B bangers. They used to have like those staccato arrangements in the hook, like da 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 da. You know, it used to just feel good as shit. Like, it feels like that. Like, this song feels like a new classic for our generation. It's a banger to me. I love the arrangement. I love the freakiness of the track. I just like I like what she's talking about. Just pretty much talking like, listen, come break me off. Like, I'm not playing with you. Come break me off. It's a really cool track. It really does remind me of like a you know, a late 90s, early 2000s R&B banger that we used to hear all the time. It really took me back to that era. And I really feel like it should have been longer because it's a total vibe. I think Elite, Ron Gilmore, and Omen produced the track. They killed the production. It's a freaking banger. You know, it really is a track for the ladies. You know, something like break me up. But like, the dudes can like vibe out to it too. The beat's crazy. You just ride out to it in a car. It's a feel good track. I really wish it was longer. And I feel like it definitely needs to be the next single for the album. I know Up Late is the current single, but I feel like after Up Late is this thing, like BMO needs to be the next thing off this album. Definitely one of the best songs off the album, and a total like hit to me. Like, to me, BMO is a hit. But let me know what y'all think. But I love this song. BMO is definitely a whole banger. Alright, after BMO, we get into the track called Broke, which features JID. I didn't hate this track, but it definitely wasn't my favorite off of the album. This track was just talking, like, you know, her and JID talking about, you know, being broke in their past life and knowing what it's like to be broke and not have everything, but still, like, living your best life and still doing you. So yeah, it's just this track's just all about, like, you know, coming up and, you know, going through your hardships, but then kind of being on the other side of that and all that stuff. So it was a cool track. But wasn't my favorite. I don't know what it was about this track. I don't know if it was, I think it was probably like the melody that I just didn't like that much. I just felt like the lyrics were cool, but I just didn't like the melody of it. And I feel like the production wasn't bad, but I feel like it also wasn't like my favorite production on the album. But it definitely wasn't a bad track at all. It was cool. I definitely was hella excited to see JID and Ari Lennox on the track because they're two like my favorite artists out right now, and two of the best artists on Dreamville. JID's verse was amazing. I kind of feel like it was really quirky verse, and JID's a quirky ass rapper, so there was no surprise. But it was really like quirky, weird verse. I felt like it obviously fit the song, what he was talking about, but I kind of feel like the vibe of his verse, like the way he was spitting, I kind of wish he did it on a different type of track. I feel like for this track, I wish he had a more like smooth flow, but I still feel like he killed his verse. I just wish like he approached it differently. I feel like the way he approached this track, I wish he like approached it on a different type of track. Maybe with a different artist or just a different type of R&B song. But the verse was still cool for what it was. So yeah. It definitely wasn't my favorite, but Broke was definitely a cool track. After the track Broke, we get the track Up Late, which was produced by Masego and a lot of other producers. Shout out to the guy Masego. He killed the saxophone and he just killed the production on the song. To me, Up Late is definitely also one of my favorite tracks on the album. I feel like Up Late, like it feels like a movie. Like, it's a really cinematic track, amazing, beautiful layered production. The song is a total movie and it's a total vibe. It's just talking about being up late and fucking around with your significant other, you know, up late, you know, just doing what y'all gotta do. You know, late night sexy vibes. It's a really cool hypnotic track. The saxophone by Masego was crazy. It's really smooth. It's a late night like just head nodder. It's a really cool track. And to me, definitely one of the best like vocal performances on the album. But yeah, man, I love this track. It's amazing. It just sounds like one of those like 90s like late night R&B, like, you know, Quiet Storm burners on the radio. It's just a good track. It's so classic to me, and I just love what she did with it. The vocals crazy. It's just a good track all around. Definitely one of the highlights for me off this album, and definitely one of the tracks I feel like everybody needs to hear off this album. So definitely go check out this track. It's amazing. After Up Late, we got the track Shea Butter Baby with J. Cole. This is like the main single for the album. I love this song. This is also on the Creed 2 soundtrack, and I put this in my Bright Side Mix Volume 9, so go check out that video. I love this song, y'all. I've been loving this song since I heard it back in the fall. It's a great record. I love the production. The beat slaps. J. Cole had a crazy verse. Ari Lennox, she sounds so good on the song. It's just a track talking about, you know, like fucking around with your partner in the sheets, and Ari Lennox saying she's a Shea Butter Baby. I just think this track is really like earthy and really cool and creative and just simple, but still like vibey at the same time. And I feel like this song feels timeless as fuck. I love this song. Great title track. I love what Ari and J. Cole did with it. It's just a really good song. So definitely one of my favorites also off the album. Great track. Alright, y'all, so after Shea Butter Baby, we got the track Speak to Me. Kind of like Broke. This song is definitely not bad at all, but it wasn't one of my favorites off the album. It's definitely not a bad track. This track was cool. It's just talking about, you know, Ari wanting her partner to speak to her. Like, you know, in times of like struggle and strife in the relationship, Ari being like, yo, listen, like, why can't you speak to me? Like, you know, what's going on? Let's talk to each other and figure out what's going on between us. Really cool track. But to me, it was a little bit boring, but definitely wasn't a bad track. But I like what she did with it. And I really like the really like low-key neo soul vibes on it as well. So Speak to Me is a cool track. I like the message of it. You know, we all need to speak to each other more and really communicate more. So I feel like this song was just about, you know, getting through struggles and getting through, you know, relationship bullshit and really communicating to figure out what's going on and trying to get to a higher place of being. So it was a really cool track. But to me, I feel like this wasn't a highlight, but definitely not a bad track. Alright, after Speak to Me is one of my favorite tracks off the album, New Apartment. New Apartment to me was a highlight. I feel like it's such an original and creative track. It's such a well put together and well written track. It's just her talking about the process of like moving into a new apartment and all the things she's excited about, all the things that she's been looking forward to, you know, in terms of getting a new place and all the way she's gonna be lit. You know, she's on her own, she's independent, she's by herself in her new crib, you know, getting it all furnished, you know, feeling like she's a boss now. Really cool track. I feel like you don't really hear a lot of tracks like this just talk about someone moving into a new apartment and what that feels like, but I feel like this is like a hella relatable track. When I finally move out of my mom's crib, which I can't wait to do at some point in the future. I can afford to, but I just, you know, I'm saving up, you know, while I'm in grad school. So still in the mom Duke's crib, like a lot of my peers. I know y'all feel it. But I'm telling you, I like this track. I go all for it because I feel like I relate to it so much. When I finally get my new apartment, where, you know, whenever that'll be in the future, this is gonna be like probably like, I swear to God, this is probably like the first song I'll play in my apartment when I finally get my new apartment. I swear to God, y'all, this is gonna be my anthem when I move out and get a new apartment, because I feel like it literally, like, this song literally breaks down the feeling of just like moving into a new apartment and finally having made that move, and just how you feel and just all the things you're gonna do. It's real as shit. I felt this track on such a deep level because it's so relatable and so real, and like I said, I just love it because it was so creative and it was so different and original. I like the way she like constructed it. It's such a cool song, so different, but it's so cool. And I also love the production too. The production was just really nice on this track. So it was breezy as hell. I just love this track. It was so breezy and so real and so like chill, but so cool and creative. I love this track. Definitely one of my favorites off the album for sure. And I'm looking forward to Ari Lennox making more songs like this that are just really different, but like hella relatable. So I love this track. Let me know what y'all think about it. But I love A New Apartment. Definitely one of my favorite tracks off the album for sure. Alright, after New Apartment, we get this track called Facetime, and it was really cool transition between New Apartment and this track. She's saying at the end, of New Apartment, like, listen, I got this new apartment and I got all these things, but it's not gonna make me happy. I need people. Like, I need people to fulfill my life. And then we transition into this track called Facetime, where she's pretty much just singing about, you know, FaceTiming her dude, and just trying to, you know, get that FaceTime in, and, you know, connect with a person that she's really fucking with. And, you know, it's really cool, sexy late night vibe. J. Cole producer, so shout out to J. Cole on the beat. You killed it. I love the beat. And I love the vibe on this track, and I also loved her vocals too. I feel like her vocals were so good on this track. The reason why I love Facetime so much is because I feel like Facetime is, to me, an amazing example of how you can modernize R&B and make R&B current and modern and to the times, and make it sound cool while still, you know, depending on the foundations of the genre. You know, like this, like Facetime sounds like a classic R&B song, but it's about like a modern thing, and I feel like I wish more artists would just do you know, make tracks like this that sound like old school R&B, but it also sounds fresh, and it doesn't sound corny because it's talking about something modern and new that we can all relate to. And it doesn't sound corny, and it's not depending on hip-hop to sound good. So I love tracks like this, and I really want more R&B artists to really go after this mold and start making more tracks like this, because I feel like this track was just on point. But let me know what y'all think about this track below. But I loved it, and definitely was one of my favorite tracks off the album for sure. Such a creative track. I loved it. Alright, y'all, after the track Facetime, we got the track called Pop, and it makes sense that it comes right after Facetime, because this track was just about Ari Lennox talking about popping her pussy for her dude, you know, busting wide open for her man. This track was cool. I really liked a lot of the funny lyrics on this one. There were a lot of really funny lyrics on this song that, like, the first time I was just laughing. I was like, this is really funny. But it's a really cool, sexy track, really funny too. Really chill track, just talking about, like I said, you know, Ari Lennox popping it for her dude, nothing more, nothing less. I really liked like the really OD sexy vibes on this track. Definitely wasn't to me like a highlight or a stand on the album, but definitely was a great track. So I liked it. Shout out to Pop. After Pop, we got the track called I've Been, which to me is one of my favorite tracks off the album. I love this track so much. I've been playing it actually like on repeat ever since the album came out. This track to me is amazing because of the combination of the vocal arrangement, which is so like throwback R&B, but I love the way, like, I feel like Ari sung her face off on this song. I just love like the vocal choices she made, like the way she sung certain things. Those little things are what really get me. I love the way she sung this track, and I also love like the throwback jazzy production. It just felt so organic and so earthy. The way it just like prods along, but it feels good, you know. It's a track pretty much talking about like being stuck in this phase of trying to like forget about somebody and trying to get over somebody, but the track feels so good that it doesn't even make you feel sad, you know. It makes you be like, oh my god, yeah, I can relate to, if you're in that current situation, you could be like, yeah, I relate to when I can feel this song because I'm going through this. Or if you've ever been through that, it can be like, I remember when I was trying to forget about somebody. It's just a really cool track. The hook was like, I've been it's like she just said, I've been smoking purple haze to forget about you. So it's a really cool song. It's pretty much the whole track is just talking about like how she's trying to get over somebody using, you know, weed, purple haze to be specific, other things to just forget about somebody that she, you know, that really meant a lot to her. Really cool track. I know a lot of us can relate to this. This is hella relatable. You know, we could all relate to using our vices to get over somebody that, you know, whether it was a breakup or just somebody we were messing around with that we're not really seeing no more. We all can relate to this. Really cool track, really relatable as hell, like I said. And I just love the sentiment of the song, the way it feels. It just feels real as hell. I love, like I said, I love the vocal arrangement. It's just a really good track all around. And I really feel like it's low-key. It feels like a classic song. It really does. From the hook to the verses, it just feels like a classic record. And I love the way she sung it, like I said. And also last thing I'll say about the song, I love the interlude. I think she's talking about this dude that came up to her recently, and she's talking about how like, and the dude was like, hey, aren't you that girl that used to know back in like elementary school, whatever, that used to have a crush on me? And she's like, yeah, but when I was like 7, get over yourself. And I just thought that was funny as shit. So it was a really funny interlude. I loved it. It ended off the track in a really funny way. So I've Been is definitely my favorite tracks out of the album. Crazy track. Love this track. After I've Been, we got the track Whipped Cream, which I still love to this day. If y'all remember, if you've seen the video, I put this in my Bright Side Mix Volume 7, so go check out that video if you haven't already. I freaking love Whipped Cream. Ever since it came out last summer, I love this track. I feel like, I don't understand why y'all slept on this song. Why did y'all sleep on Whipped Cream? Whipped Cream is such a vibe from the production. I forgot who produced it. Was it Ron Goodman or was it Elite? Oh, both of them. Yo, from the vibey ass production to the lyrics, like she's pretty much saying like, I've been eating whipped cream. She said, I've been eating whipped cream, having vivid dreams of your face and them people on TV screens, you've been everywhere. I just love, like, it's such a creative, good song, written so well. Just talking about, like, after you break with somebody, trying to get over them, you feel like you've seen them everywhere, you always thinking about them, but you're trying to get over them and get them out of your life, but you still really fuck with them, you know, mentally, low-key. I just feel like, kind of like I've Been, it's like a cousin to I've Been. Really cool track that we can all relate to. Great message, such a creative and cool lyrics. I love the way she sung it. I love the way it was written. I love the way it was arranged. It's just a good track, and I really don't know why y'all slept on it. Like, y'all slept on Whipped Cream hard. Y'all just let it go by. I don't know why, but it's a great song. Crazy vocal, crazy lyrics, cool concept. I really fuck with it. Really good late night vibe. It was like the first single off the album, and it's a great song. I'm glad she put on the album. She released a lot of other singles back in 2018 that didn't make this album, but I'm really glad Whipped Cream made the album, because to me it's a classic track. I love this song. But let me know what y'all think about it down below. But I love Whipped Cream. Such a good song. Alright, y'all, and after Whipped Cream, we got the final track off the album called Static. Really cool and interesting song, talking about pretty much when Ari's in a relationship with her dude, just trying to get rid of all the static in life and focusing on that person and focusing on what they need to focus on to get together and be together. Really cool way to end the album on a really cool message I think is important. Yeah, so pretty much she was just talking about, like, getting rid of all the static and distractions in life that don't allow you to be with somebody in the way you should be with them. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, you know, letting a lot of things get between you and the person you love, or the person you're dating. Yeah, so it's just a good reminder to, like, let go of all that static and focus on what's important and communicate more and just figure out how to be together better. So cool way to end off the album with a good message. You know, after all these, like, heartbreak tracks, it was cool to get Static as a final, like, send off of the album, and it really had cool production too. I think it was a really cool vibe way to end off the album. I don't think there's anything else I want to say about Static. It's just really cool metaphor about, like, wanting the dude she's with to be, like, her top choice, and, like, wanting the dude she's with to be, like, the one thing she's focused on in her life, and really make him, like, the most high and most important. But, you know, having to work through getting rid of all the static in her mind and in her head to realize that. So really cool track, really cool way to end up the album, and the album just ended off like that. Alright, y'all, so that was my track by track breakdown of the album. But in terms of my general thoughts on the album, I thought this album was amazing, guys. I definitely was expecting nothing less. Ari Lennox is showing herself to be a really amazing R&B artist who I think has so much potential to really be a force in R&B. You know, on the level of, like, a Ella Mai or a Her or a SZA, I think Ari Lennox can definitely be one of the featured ladies leading R&B. Especially because I feel like she's one of the only people right now that has, like, her sound at somewhat of a mainstream level, somewhat. Even though she's still building her way up commercially, I feel like she's one of the only, like, I feel like her sound is her. Like, that's what I love about her so much, is that her sound and her vibe, it's neo soul, so it's not like she made up her vibe. It's neo soul, but there are not a lot of artists doing neo soul in her way, you know, and I like that she has her own kind of, like, identity and vibe. But you know, commenting on that, I was gonna say my only issue with this album, not an issue, but the one thing I did notice about this album, and mind you, it is a debut album, is that I feel like you can still tell that she's still trying to, you can still tell that Ari Lennox is someone that's still trying to figure out her voice, and she's still trying to figure out, like, exactly who she is and what she wants to say. I feel like she has a good sense of who she is right now as a woman and as an artist, but I still feel like she has way more room to grow in terms of, like, really, like, figuring out what she wants to give to the world. So when I say she has a good foundation, I feel like she's set in her sound and in her vibe, and she's sticking with neo soul proudly, which I love. I love artists that are, like, proud to do R&B. I love that. Like, you know, y'all know I love that. So that's amazing about her. She really is a very sexual person, and I love that she's not afraid to just talk about, like, all types of sexual shit in her records, and she's shamelessly just, like, and it freely expresses her sexual nature in a beautiful way sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. I love the way she just creatively talks about sex. She doesn't talk about sex explicitly. She talks about it in really creative and, like, human and realistic ways that I love. And I feel like she's just a relatable ass chick. Like, she's just down to earth. And you could just tell from not only the music, but also, like, her interviews and all that, and those little interludes throughout the album where she's talking about, like, people she's messed around with and moving to a new apartment and needing people, like all those interludes throughout the album were just really cool and really funny. And I feel like they're just a great showcase of how cool of a chick she really is. So I just love that she really showed her personality on this album. And I just want her to keep going even further and further. Another thing I really like about Ari Lennox, I feel like I said before, but I really love that she embraces and doesn't shy away from that late 90s and early 2000s like neo soul sound. Like she's fully embracing it and running with it, and I feel like I love that she decides to do that, because I feel like her voice and her music shines most when it's like earthy and like real and just neo soul. I don't want her to get pop. I don't want her to switch up and start getting into hip hop. I want her to just stay the course and just stick with this sound and vibe, because it works for her and it's amazing. Yeah, I just love how relatable she is. You could tell that she's still a chick that is trying to figure out, like, she's really just chilling throughout life and really just trying to figure out who the fuck she is, like we all are. She's just trying to figure herself out and figure out what the fuck life is about, like we all are. So I love that she's mad relatable. But like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing her build on her foundation and really figure out more of what she really wants to give to the world musically, what she wants to say, and really who she really is as a woman at the end of the day. But she has plenty of time. This is her debut album, and she has plenty of time to go, and she has plenty of time to do that and to have that growth. But that's just what I noticed. But yeah, man, I think this is a solid debut album. Really cool, groovy, neo soul, sexy, freaky, just really, dope album that I really enjoyed. But I loved it, y'all. I think my favorite tracks on this album, I've already said them, but I'll say it again. My favorite tracks are probably BMO, Definitely Break Me Off, that needs to be a single, Up Late, Shea Butter Baby, New Apartment, FaceTime, I've Been, and Whipped Cream. Those are my favorite tracks off the album. But almost every track is good. Like, I didn't hate not one song of this album. So this is a really good album. For my rating, guys, for this album, I'm going to give this album a 4 out of 5. I thought about 3.5, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Ari a 4, because this album is actually really solid, especially for a debut album. This album is really solid, and it has me really excited to see where she's gonna go from here. Because if this is her at her debut album, I can only imagine what we're gonna get down the line. Because this album is really good, y'all. So yeah, y'all, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. But let me know what y'all think about the album, and let me know what y'all would give it down below. Alright, y'all, that's my review for Ari Lennox's album Shea Butter Baby. I hope you enjoyed the review. Let me know what you thought about the album down below. Comment down below what were your favorite tracks or your least favorite tracks. Just let me know what you thought about the album and my review, my rating of the album down below. And I'll talk with you in the comments, okay? I appreciate y'all. Alright, y'all, but I'm about to be out. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all that and more. I appreciate y'all. But like I always say, guys, live your best life, drink more water, stay woke, and if you're mad or sad, go listen to your favorite song, make you feel better, okay? Go listen to your favorite song. But this has been your boy Brights, the R&B Kid. Thank you for watching, but for now, I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just have fun.